This is the trend review for Tuesday, the 30th of January 2024. And today was looking at a video once again. Something unexpected happened, and that was that today I was looking forward to having an even tighter set of pivots, and which meant that I was expecting today to have a breakout. Uh, because yesterday's price action was like a more like a neutral day. I'm sorry, it was a double trend day, but we pulled back as well. So I expected this pivot to be very tight and result in a breakout today. So that's what I was looking forward for today. But it turns out late in the session we actually broke out from the top of the range here and ended up running pretty high to R6 or R5. And then in post-market, we kept running up. And in the pre-market, we settled down a little bit, sold off. So we ended up with wide pivots and missed out on the gap in the post-market, pre-market. So it kind of ruined the expectations for today. But still, it's a good play because we're opening out of range from yesterday's price action. And today we sold off, so depending on what the level 2 and 3 look like, if we had a lot of stacks up at the ask at 630, 630, 631, 634, etc., and not a lot of bids to the downside, then I was going to expect a flush and then buy it on weakness, which is kind of what happened here in the first 2 minutes. But I was not confident enough to pull the trigger, and that was an entire $7 move. But yeah, it's too spready, too fast, and it was still probing, and so it was hard to time this entry. But it did definitely look like a open auction, but this was an obvious rejection, and I could have had this move here, which set the range for the day so far, and then we proved to the downside once more, and I once again hesitated, but we were trading now in a range. We were oscillating, so this was all open action. So I did a good job at avoiding making an entry in the gray area. Now the level 2 was a bit balanced, which is why you see price action to both sides, kind of like a neutral day. But the ask was definitely heavier, which is why I avoided even looking at a short in this area. I was just looking for those bottom wicks to signal an entry, and we finally had a big drop. I was expecting the wick to appear at the pre-market low, but it ended up probing even lower to S3, and it got close enough to the previous day's range to cause a reaction, and that's when we had the spike in volume and the wick, and I almost thought I missed the move. I had to pull the trigger with a lot of confidence here, because this move was the best entry. 626 will be the perfect entry after this rejection, but it's very hard to make that entry. Even after you make the perfect entry here at 626, you still experience this lower test. But then I managed to build up some confidence, and I pulled the trigger here. And we had a really nice run, pretty fast to 3R. And I had my next target at 629.20, but move it down a little bit just in case we reject the VWAP. And it was really struggling. It never really got close to my target for a good 8 minutes. And it looked very weak, and we still had the bid at 626. Which gave me a little bit of confidence as a support, but I was afraid it was going to retest it. Luckily, on the 8th minute, we tried to probe below the pre-market low, but rejected swiftly. No volume though. And so we pushed to VWAP, which was very lucky for me. I was able to get my second partial for 33%. And then we were heading down again. So when we were just bouncing back and forth here, failing to break through the 20 moving average, And looking at the bids, I decided to get allowed since the price action was very weak for a breakout, for a break from VWAP. So I decided to get the remaining atom part of my position, and ended up with a meeting the goal and more than a half. So not enough for me to take another trade. So I had to call it a day. But I made a pretty good chunk of money, and the price drop here once again failed to break down from 625.50, and we had a swift reaction, and that's when we finally came to fill those stacks at 634. But the market structure so far looks a bit of a neutral day, since we are continuing to go back and forth. It might be a normal variation at the end of the day if we continue to be this bullish, but it's not very convincing price action. But who knows? The same thing happened yesterday. Albeit it's more choppy today actually. So yeah, so that's it for my trading review. I respect the rules. I once again struggle a little bit with my emotions. But slowly, I think I'm doing better. Today was a good day. Adapted to changes and my plan. I was aware as well of what was going on, and I didn't pull the trigger stupidly in the middle of the chop. 100%. One trade, one winner. And we ended up today with, let's see how much this is. $3.5, which I'm very happy about. Wanted 4 at least, or 5, since I never had that with real money. But it's not too bad. Now let's see here. Oh, I still haven't done the stats for yesterday. It's okay. One trade, it was traverse from S3. We executed. The book was balanced. Well, it's good enough. So that's it for my trading review. Respecting my rules. Managed to read the price action very well. I understand when I had to get out, when the move wasn't simply happening, and I managed to get a lot of juice out of the trade, which will have ended with me being a little bit higher than 2R, but not more than 3R like I ended up. If I had waited for the top loss to pull the trigger, and I wouldn't be able to take this trade anyway since I was at goal already. So that was really good trade management on my part. So yeah, that's it for today.